I cannot do classic journaling or morning pages, and I failed at bullet journals, although I really tried. But many years ago, when I was just a teen, I started a writing practice that was utterly satisfying, creating, and helped me see myself, in space and time, connected with that space and time. And this year I'm trying to rediscover and deepen this practice, which by the way has a name. And I bet that many of you have already been doing this for years without even knowing how it is called. And it's called a commonplace book. What is a commonplace book? In a nutshell, it's a book of knowledge. It's all sorts of information that is meaningful to you personally. Overall, the word commonplace can be perceived as something ordinary and even boring, but it's just a word. And I personally think that this particular type of writing practice might as well be called uncommonplace book. Because life, after all, is a very unique and uncommonplace experience for each and every person. Commonplace books have been around for hundreds of years, used by everyone from philosopher John Locke, who wrote a new method of making commonplace books in 1685, to author Virginia Woolf, whose diaries document so many moments, from her thoughts on poetry, to her questions on life, to her dinner just days before her death. And here are 5 reasons why I'm keeping a commonplace book and why probably you should consider doing that as well. Because I have enough of digitization and exposure in my life and I want something just for myself. Not the channel, not social media, not apps and computers, just a rough and handwritten version of myself and of what is happening to me. That's why I will never show you the content of my commonplace book. I will never do a flip through of it because it's just mine. Yes, it's about integrity and privacy and some deep inner processes that don't have to be observed by anyone else. And it's very grounding, trust me. Because I'm a multi-potentialite, a polymath, a multi-passionate person, a scanner, whatever terms exist for that. And I'm interested in so many things that are happening in my life every day. And I want to explore them, to delve in them, to process them inside for myself or for my art or for my work. And a commonplace book becomes a perfect exploration platform for that. I think it's really important for a writer to have a compost heap. Everything you read, things that you write, things that you listen to, people you encounter, they can all go on the compost heap and they will rot down and out of them grow beautiful stories. Because I'm info intoxicated and I need a break from that constant flow of news, opinions and disputes. And in my book I'm writing down only those things that truly matter to me at the moment. I'm selecting, I'm not letting trash or clutter invade my mind. Or at least I want to think that that's what I'm doing. Because the skill of handwriting is almost lost, and writing down every word makes you so much more focused and intentional. And it's just my personal opinion, but for me, just copy-pasting text into Notion or some text documents on your screen is like keeping digital photos in a bunch of different folders and not really looking through them. Owning a thought, processing a thought is so much facilitated through handwriting. Because this is how I cope with anxiety and stress. I'm not over planning, I'm not drawing perfect lines, I'm not dedicating mathematically verified spaces for certain sections in my journal. I'm just pouring myself out without any judgment, without any measurement, but with so much excitement. And this is what I put into my commonplace book. Thoughts about everything. Books, films, TV shows, articles, things that I read or listen or watch are so closely connected to my life, to who I am at the moment, to what's happening to me, that I simply cannot keep a separate reading or watching journal for that. Quotes. I love quotes, digging through them, finding some hidden or forgotten gems that give an instant boost of inspiration. Poems. Ideas for anything, be it videos or art or craft projects or style. I used to have a so-called Da Vinci journals for writing down all my plans and ideas, but then slowly but irreversibly it turned into a book of my dreams, where I write down all the dreams that I have when I sleep. I've been doing this since I was a teenager, since my early teenage years, and so far there are quite a few dream books that are lost in space and time, but it's a very meaningful and healing practice for me. Recipes, events, and what they made me think and feel. Words and expressions in English that I want to memorize and use, because obviously English is not my mother tongue. Details of everyday life that I want to remember, particular strangers, coffee places, tastes and jokes, smells, just anything. Short poetic lines that can potentially develop into something more. This year I'm trying to carry my commonplace book everywhere I go, because words just come and thoughts arrive and I don't want to miss them. Not because I'm greedy, but because they can turn out to be very important for me later. Doodles. Just mindless doodles. Flowers, dots, aliens, animals, just anything. This is how I got rid of my fear of drawing and creating something. Then I also write down my aspirational to-do lists, because as we know, all to-do lists kind of don't come true entirely, and I also write down my wish lists. I keep my commonplace book pretty minimalist and simple. This is the notebook that Brian gave me for Christmas, and this is my commonplace book for this year. This is the pen that he also gave me. And sometimes I enjoy using my micron pens for drawing or making something fancier, and also these wonderfully colored, like burnt brick pens. Yeah, I do not usually buy any special stationery for journaling, but I might reconsider this because I've been enjoying watching what other creatives and writers and just humans do with their books, and some of those examples are so beautiful and inspiring. I don't care about organizing things much. I just write down a date and then just everything that pours through my head on that given day. And it's very interesting to come back and to see what was happening to me in my life, what I was thinking, what I was saying, what I was smelling after all. Yeah, it just creates a bigger picture of me and of the world. I don't have any type of system so far. Systems didn't work for me, but again, maybe in the future I will reconsider this and maybe figure out something that fits me personally. But at the moment, this uncommonplace book is a perfect unsystematic practice. And what about you, my friends? Do you have any writing practice at the moment, or you are considering having one? Let's share in the comments. And if you like what I'm doing here on this channel or on my second channel, which is entirely about art and crafting, please consider supporting me as a creative. You can find all the links in the description section. My art and the content that you are watching is how I make a living, and it's possible only thanks to you. So thank you so much for being here, and as always, be safe and keep your heart open, and I hope to see you soon. Пока-пока!